Jeremiah. Chapter 52. Verse 1. Zedekiah was 21 years old when he became king. And he reigned in Jerusalem 11 years. His mother's name was Hamutal, daughter of Jeremiah. She was from Libnah. Verse 2. He did evil in the eyes of the Lord, just as Jehoiakim had done. Verse 3. It was because of the Lord's anger that all this happened to Jerusalem and Judah. And in the end he thrust them from his presence. Now Zedekiah rebelled against the king of Babylon. Verse 4. So in the 9th year of Zedekiah's reign, on the 10th day of the 10th month, Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon marched against Jerusalem with his whole army. They encamped outside the city and built siege works all around it. Verse 5. The city was kept under siege until the 11th year of King Zedekiah. Verse 6. By the 9th day of the 4th month the famine in the city had become so severe that there was no food for the people to eat. Verse 7. Then the city wall was broken through, and the whole army fled. They left the city at night through the gate between the two walls near the king's garden. Though the Babylonians were surrounding the city, they fled toward the Arabah. Then the city wall was broken through, and the whole army fled. They left the city at night through the gate between the two walls near the king's garden. Though the Babylonians were surrounding the city, they fled toward the Arabah. Verse 8. But the Babylonian army pursued King Zedekiah and overtook him in the plains of Jericho. All his soldiers were separated from him and scattered. Verse 9. And he was captured. He was taken to the king of Babylon at Riblah in the land of Hamath, where he pronounced sentence on him. Verse 10. There at Riblah the king of Babylon killed the sons of Zedekiah before his eyes. He also killed all the officials of Judah. Verse 11. Then he put out Zedekiah's eyes, bound him with bronze shackles and took him to Babylon, where he put him in prison till the day of his death. Verse 12. On the 10th day of the 5th month, in the 19th year of Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon, Nebuzaradan commander of the imperial guard, who served the king of Babylon, came to Jerusalem. Verse 13. He set fire to the temple of the Lord, the royal palace and all the houses of Jerusalem. Every important building he burned down. Verse 14. The whole Babylonian army, under the commander of the imperial guard, broke down all the walls around Jerusalem. Verse 15. Nebuzaradan the commander of the guard carried into exile some of the poorest people and those who remained in the city, along with the rest of the craftsmen and those who had deserted to the king of Babylon. Verse 16. But Nebuzaradan left behind the rest of the poorest people of the land to work the vineyards and fields. Verse 17. The Babylonians broke up the bronze pillars, the movable stands and the bronze sea that were at the temple of the Lord, and they carried all the bronze to Babylon. Verse 18. They also took away the pots, shovels, wick trimmers, sprinkling bowls, dishes and all the bronze articles used in the temple service. Verse 19. The commander of the imperial guard took away the basins, censers, sprinkling bowls, pots, lampstands, dishes and bowls used for drink offerings, all that were made of pure gold or silver. Verse 20. The bronze from the 2 pillars, the sea and the 12 bronze bulls under it, and the movable stands, which King Solomon had made for the temple of the Lord, was more than could be weighed. Verse 21. Each pillar was 18 cubits high and 12 cubits in circumference. Each was 4 fingers thick and hollow. Verse 22. The bronze capital on top of one pillar was 5 cubits high and was decorated with a network and pomegranates of bronze all around. The other pillar, with its pomegranates, was similar. Verse 23. There were 96 pomegranates on the sides. The total number of pomegranates above the surrounding network was 100. Verse 24. The commander of the guard took as prisoners Seraiah the chief priest, Zephaniah the priest next in rank, and the 3 doorkeepers. Verse 25. Of those still in the city, he took the officer in charge of the fighting men, and 7 royal advisers. He also took the secretary who was chief officer in charge of conscripting the people of the land, 60 of whom were found in the city. Verse 26. Nebuzaradan the commander took them all and brought them to the king of Babylon at Riblah. Verse 27. There at Riblah, in the land of Hamath, the king had them executed. So Judah went into captivity, away from her land. Verse 28. This is the number of the people Nebuchadnezzar carried into exile. In the 7th year, 3,023 Jews. Verse 29. In Nebuchadnezzar's 18th year, 832 people from Jerusalem. Verse 30. In his 23rd year, 745 Jews taken into exile by Nebuzaradan the commander of the imperial guard. There were 4,600 people in all. Verse 31. In the 37th year of the exile of Jehoiachin king of Judah, in the year Awul-Marduk became king of Babylon, on the 25th day of the 12th month, he released Jehoiachin king of Judah and freed him from prison. Verse 32. He spoke kindly to him and gave him a seat of honor higher than those of the other kings who were with him in Babylon. Verse 33. So Jehoiachin put aside his prison clothes and for the rest of his life ate regularly at the king's table. Verse 34. Day by day the king of Babylon gave Jehoiachin a regular allowance as long as he lived, till the day of his death.